So, this is going to be an introduction of the work by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. So, talks about how to gain from randomness, don't depend on luck, and change is the only constant. So, let's start. Like when things go wrong, and they eventually will, how or what can be the different outcomes from it. So, someone or something might just easily get destroyed when stressed. That's called fragile. So let's say um, a glass when dropped, it just breaks. So that's like a fragile thing. Versus if you can bounce back into shape when stressed, you are resilient. Um, like for lack of a better example, let's say if you're running and you fall down and then you get back up, so you're sort of resilient. You could have stopped also, but you are back up. So that's resiliency for you. Very important thing to have in life. But on the other spectrum, imagine the ability to become better with shocks and stress. So that's anti-fragile for you. Um, so anything that has more upside than downside from random events is anti-fragile, reverses fragile. And the classic example of anti-fragility is Hydra, the Greek mythological creature that has numerous heads. You might have seen it, you might have read about it somewhere. Whenever one head is cut off, two grow in its place. So that's the classical example of never dying. So from a writing perspective, like it might be hard to read. The language is really, um, you know, I don't know, like it's not easy to read basically. But I'll try to share some points so that you get interested and then eventually consume a lot of his work. The first is the need for redundancy. So one of the major things he talks about is don't die and have backups so that one singular event cannot just wipe you out. As long as you are staying alive, you will eventually compound and be able to capitalize on the good events that happen. But if you're dead, then pretty much you cannot do anything. So a lot of examples he gives in nature as well. Like we have two kidneys, we have extra capacity in our lungs, etc. So like the human body itself has a bunch of redundancy built in. So similarly, he makes a case to have redundancy in our you know personal professional lives as well. Don't get wiped out. Yeah. Skin the game is the best thing that I have picked up from his writings. If there's one thing that you could understand which will improve a mental model of your worldview, that is incentives run the world. Like just how or how are the incentives flowing. If you just understand this, you're sorted. Classic example is never ask the doctor what you should do. Always ask what he would do if he were in your place, and you would be surprised at the difference. And this is really something that has stuck with me for a long time. And yeah, now I'm always looking for, okay, what's the incentive or who's benefiting from this, and just that lens sort of is very helpful overall in life. We can read more about this, like barbell strategy. I think it might take more time to go through it. You can just read it. But yeah, overall, like this is a good reflection point, which is if for whatever reason you have to leave your current job, can you get it again whenever you want? If yes, then you are sort of at a good place. If not, and it could be for multiple reasons, it could be because um, your skills are not up to the mark, or you sort of got lucky in the interview, or for whatever reason, right? If not, then in some sense you are in a swamp, and it's a good time to now build a safety net, because if you're knocked off, how do you get back to a safe place? So yeah, think about that, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.